Well, happy freaking New Year, guys. I still can't believe we're in a new decade. So we're going to take a quick look back on 2019. This was a really good year for me, like bullet journal wise. This is probably my best bullet journal that I've completed to date. And I feel like every journal that I'm going to do after is just going to be the same way because you just get better with time. I'm telling you, just keep at it if you really want to do this, because you really can. If you just keep doing it, it gets better. Now I have upgraded into this beautiful pink and gold Archer and Olive notebook, but we're not here to talk about that. I have my 2020 setup out. You can go check that out if you want to see my full setup. Today we're going to talk about this beautiful teal and magenta Scribbles That Matter. It has really honestly treated me well. It honestly stood up way better than I imagined with watercolors, with my daughter's scribbles. As you can see, I mean, it's scribbles in a Scribbles That Matter. How cute is that? I mean, really, just come on. It didn't even really bother me. I am very thankful that she did just keep it to the inside cover and not like the inside pages that really matter. Now, if you are a person that relies heavily on your index, this notebook is probably for you, because the built-in key and index is awesome and it has numbered pages, which is really, really helpful. But personally, I just don't rely on my index. I never use it, so I could do without. So that's kind of why I upgraded. I am in love with this future log. I really like separating it into categories: events, appointment, tasks, birthdays and anniversaries. And I actually watercolored that with my Tombos, and I made them each like their birthstone, but there's a whole video on that, so we'll skip that. I'm so bitter about this still, because I literally did every single month for the year and then just gave up in December. Like, who does that? I know I was busy, but come on, I put so much time into it. I just can't. This is that period log I was referring to that I think is just hideous, so that's why I switched it up this time around. So my bills and subscriptions page, I kept pretty similar or almost exactly the same, but I just stuck to a more neutral, like color palette. And my goals, I did the same thing, just, different setup. I always like splitting them up into categories. And look, I mean, I completed like at least 2 in each category. I got a job, I, started taking more time for me, drinking more water, being more active, going on walks. Hoping 2020 is going to be a good year for me too. I loved this year in Polaroid spread. I loved looking back at this and seeing I got all of us together in July, right before we went out for the fireworks, and I wouldn't decorate each month until that actual month was there so I could put in little memories. I've got my son's first day of school, the kids in their Halloween costume, the day Lover came out because I'm just a freak and that's like a big deal to me. That's us at Thanksgiving, and then the Christmas tree. And I just loved it, and I kind of just decorated it as I went with cute little stickers and quotes and memories. And one thing I will say is I can't stand the Instax square and how big those Polaroids are. So I'm very happy that I have my new little Canon IV printer that I don't need to have those big ones anymore. Now this YouTube growth and video planner is just a hot mess to me. It's very hard to read. I don't think it's very healthy to kind of track your subscribers in this fashion. It's just like a constant reminder of how slow this process is. And the planner's it's just poorly put together, so I don't love it. That's why I cleaned it up a little bit for my 2020. We're almost done with my setup here. I always have a long setup, always. But I got rid of the series tracker and my movies tracker because I'm not a stay-at-home mom anymore. I'm a working mom, so I am a busy woman. Don't have time to watch my shows anymore. Tried taking my daughter to see Frozen 2, and that was a nightmare, and my husband and stepson ended up watching it while me and her just ran around the outside of the movie theater. So yeah, not really worried about a movies log anymore. Like you said, you just gotta adjust it to your own life. This password log always gets used, not just by me, but by my family. They always need my certain passwords for certain things, so I just think it's super handy. I love July. This is one of the months that I really started to get comfortable with watercoloring and experimenting and trying lots of new things. And I actually watercolored the cover and then taped it on, and then just did a little border with washi tape. And I'm not going to explain every single month that I go through, because every one of these months has a monthly setup video on YouTube. So I'll stop and talk about certain things, but kind of just want to sit back and let you, you know, look through it with me. I have not even looked through this thing since I finished it, so we're looking through it together. I really love these black boxes, and I think I'm gonna bring this back for, January maybe. Ding, 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 light bulb. One of my favorite things about these flip through videos is being able to look at the mood trackers when they're finally all filled out and complete, and you're not just looking at, blank canvas. You get to see everything colored in and all the moods, and I just love that. That's probably my favorite part about this whole thing. Right, you guys know, you had to know I was going to talk about this one. August is the month that Taylor Swift's album Lover was released, the very highly anticipated album. Don't think anyone was quite as excited as I was, though. And there's actually a reaction video that I made to the album that's pretty hilarious. If you want to check it out, I'll link that also. So I just made everything Lover themed. She had made it really easy for me. This mood tracker is my absolute favorite. I only chose the citrus because they're just very prevalent in the You Need to Calm Down video, but all these moods I picked based on the jacket that she had worn on the Rolling Stone cover that had all the little Easter eggs about all the song titles of her album. Again, if you're not a Swiftie, you probably aren't going to understand a lot of these references, but if you are, then you will. So I'll link the video up ahead if you want to check it out. Even if you don't, I still think that's a pretty cool looking playlist. Even if you don't fully understand the Swiftie reference, it's still cool and pretty to look at a snake emerging into beautiful butterflies. I don't care who you are. It's pretty cool. I really always love when the months sort of overlap and I'm able to do 1 week in one theme and another week in the new theme, and then I can kind of sort of try to combine the themes. It's always fun. I think it only happened a couple times this year, but I always take advantage. I love when it happens. I have always said how much I hated vertical spreads because they've never left me enough room. But looking back, I really had plenty of room, obviously, and I really am going to try to do them a lot more because you really have a lot more, creativity options when you can do them with vertical, horizontal, whatever layout you want. This was actually the first time I stepped out of my comfort zone with my usual just plain old boring calligraphy and kind of tried to up my lettering game, and it came out so good that I've been doing the same thing ever since. There's a lot of mixed reviews about this habit tracker. I personally hate it. I think it's way too busy, but a lot of my friends love it. So I don't know, I guess it's just to each his own. And I do think we are really our own worst critic, always. Make a side note that the reason these pages are glued together is not because of the paper quality in the journal, because the paper quality was really pretty good. I think I only had to actually glue the pages together maybe once or twice when I did a lot of heavy watercoloring. But here at this point, I had already gotten my art journal and I was just so eager to get into it that I was kind of just trying to, I don't know, fill up space. It's silly, but this is my favorite month ever, guys. October. I love it. I love the crystal ball, the witch's cauldron. I love the quotes. I love Halloween. I thought December would have been my favorite, but October just came out so good. Everything, the monthly, the cover. I love the mood tracker and how there's multiple colors that you can put in there. I love when you can have more than one mood a day, because who just feels one mood in a day? Not me. I mean, of course, my daughter had to choose that one to scribble on, but it's okay. I made the habit tracker look like little Ouija boards, and then when I filled in the habits, I tried to make those look like the little thing that you use on the Ouija board, which the name is lost to me at this current moment, but just didn't really work out. I didn't love the way that those looked, but really like my only complaint about it. And this here is, if I shall be so bold to say, my favorite weekly of all time. It just came out absolutely perfect. Got the inspiration off Pinterest and sort of made it my own with my like very bright colors, that magenta and that bright green. I don't know, I always picture that bright green when I think of like a witch's potion, so I just love the way it came out. Not 100% thrilled with this one. I love the idea had I executed it properly, but I went a little ham with the watercolors. As you'll see, I actually had to glue quite a few pages together on this one because I was just going crazy, and I never should have added the pearlescent on top of it and it would have been fine. This stationery splurge spread was so eye-opening to me. I spent $261 on stationery just from November to the end of December. That's insane. Whoa. So that is why I decided to make that like my annual expense tracker. I just sort of expanded it and kept it going. Pretty soon we're going to be coming up to the end here. It's almost December. I didn't use this holiday gift guide as much as I thought I would because I should have separated it by each family member. It just would have made it easier, and it just kind of became harder to keep track of more than anything because the names were so small. But you live and you learn. Now I know better for next time. But the budget breakdown that I did for November and December for my holiday budget, I would recommend everybody do that. It is genius, and it saved me a lot of heartache. This is the YouTube planning brainstorming spread that I came up with prior to the one that I just put on my new 2020 setup. There's actually a video about this. It was a collaboration video with Bujo Helpline, just about, like business planning. And I did keep a few of the aspects. Like, I really think it's helpful to know your subscribers before a video and after a video, and also your lifetime views and 24-hour views. So I did keep some of that. And this is probably the first month at a glance that I've ever been able to fit on one page. I did that because I was limited for pages, probably due to gluing them all together in the beginning. But I actually really liked it, and I'm probably gonna do it again. This is another absolute favorite weekly of mine. I love the combination of like the icicle looking snow at the top and then the snowflakes. I'm already obsessed with snowflakes, so that whole month was just super fun for me. Haha, my gift giving guides. I did say that I would know I was done when pretty much all the presents were all colored in, and look at that. The stockings, the gifts, they're all colored in. We're coming up to the end. I can't believe it. The right here was inspired by Amanda Rachel Lee, the Christmas plans. And then the left was actually a good friend of mine, Denise, who came up with that idea, 25 things to do before December 25th. But there's videos on literally everything I've just showed you. So I will link everything down below or in the cards. However, I think I can only do 5 in the cards, but I'll link them all down below. Except for this last thing here, the 2019 in review. I didn't make a video for this. I just put all the months in the middle, where we sort of have arrows leading away with like my favorite memories from each month. I've got a spot for successes, challenges, favorite trips, favorite memories, things that I want to start, things I want to stop, things I want to continue, and things that I want to change. So I think it's really helpful to do this at the end of the year. I used to do it at the end of every month, but it became too daunting and too much. And I think a year-end review is like essential, but end of month review, not so much. And that's it. I told y'all I used every page of this bitch, and I did. And that's it.